and welcome everyone to the NACL Open Qualifiers. I am Temporary Solution. Alongside me is Orbital Cast, and for today's or tonight's game, here on NRFC, we have Purdue University up against Option 33, and that's mostly it. These two teams are 1-1. There's no qualification or elimination yet on the hands for either of these teams. Orbital.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it. We're bang on for the current matchup. It'll be a lot of fun, so we'll go ahead and get right into it as these two teams are more than excited to hit the Rift. And we are live now, as you can see. Very fun champions, I would say, with PNW on that blue side and Option 33 on the red.
Oh yeah, I mean, double marksman bot lane. It's definitely something that rears its head every now and then. I'm not sure how much I like Callista with it. I mean, the extra aggression is nice, but just from what I've seen in the past, Callista typically works better with that more that hard sort of engage. That being said, into Smolder, that extra pressure they should have might be able to negate that.
Not only that, you got the ADTF in the mid lane. This is something that has obviously been making the rounds. It's very nice to have. Right. So it's going to be fun, right? Like, this is a very aggressive, I think, gank-heavy composition that in the early game is going to try and lay down pressure, and then in the mid to late, rotating in to catch members out on the side of Purdue Northwest as much as possible. That's what they're really going to be hoping for. On the flip side, though, you mentioned it, right? It is that Smolder in the bot side with the Milio, a very strong scaling bottom lane. In the mid,
gotta love this respect in the top lane. Though,
yeah,
with the dance party. Yeah, that's some bad. That's some top laner stuff if I've ever seen it. So.
Yeah, it's good.
But as you're saying.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good game. But we're getting a late invade right now.
Yeah, we are. Here we go. The bot lane. The slows are going to come through, and that's going to be the flash out from THT.
We call him the Poner. We call him the Poner.
Do we call him the Poner? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Option 33 seems to be a bit of an enigma on the official documents. So I know Purdue's University's roster as close to intimately as you can with one-day research, but Option 33 is a bit of an enigma. There's the prank coming through with this Phoenix dance Udyr at the top lane, something that we've seen fairly often, and well, it's starting to really show even now at level 1 here in these exchanges.
I mean, it's necessary, right? I'm pretty sure that Udyr was picked afterwards, and Udyr is a great little, I wouldn't say counter, but a nice pressure option into the Aatrox. We know Aatrox tends to be very, very overbearing and overpowering at level 3 to level 4. In the early stages, of course, you're a little bit weaker, but it can get very bully heavy, and so having that Udyr that doesn't always have...
Plexo's starting to get a bit aggressive with this. We'll just run out of cooldowns now. Zatsmod getting a bit too far into that wave, though. Going to have to be careful about that minion diff, but with the junglers both nearby, a yellow gold card surely gets the point and click stun with Nidalee near. Might be enough to get the kill. Maddie not going to even find it, but the spear will land, so Klexo is low running away, does get that trade kill onto the Nidalee, but I'm not sure it'll be enough to get him out, as it is a double kill onto Doubtful, and early on, that's Option 33 picking up a slight advantage in the mid lane.
I mean, Purdue Northwest are on the blue side, right? Northwest. So it's
you know what?
It's okay. It's okay. You're doing the best with what you got, man.
I have a physical. I like taking physical notes, and my brain has it written down as Purdue University on Northwest, because that's the way it was listed, because that's what they do. That's who has side selection. Was Option 33. And so, they're the ones who are listed first, and so I'm looking at, either way, continuing on.
We're trying here on the desk, man. We are trying our hardest.
It's an honest mistake with what I had written down, and I need, maybe if I just become Australian real fast and have my notes upside down, that'll help.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh, good, I might.
Oh, no. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today. Either way, Purdue Northwest did win out in that mid lane 2v2 situation, but it is only an early win, right? On the rest of the lanes, we can already see some bullying happen, especially in the spot lane. Poner and Wing King are struggling in the CS department, and that leaves this mid lane a little bit open and a little bit frustrating because you do have to win it out as hard as possible.
They do. That being said, it
Oh.
go right. That being said, Matty from downtown without the stun necessary, going to pick up the shutdown onto the enemy jungler. Doubtful, not really having a chance to get out there, having no flash, and so that, I mean, really was mostly contingent on the no stun spear landing. It's not something that happens very often in general, but nonetheless, very well played by the jungler of Option 33.
Option 33, Maddie, is doing their best right now, and huge part of it as well is you have to ensure that you have a pretty good early game, right? You want the Skalista to get off the ground and then have that kind of shred power later on, but you also want to enable Zatsmod on this TF as soon as possible as well. So the early ganks, obviously a little bit of retaliation because the Xin Zhao was first to enter. You want to enable that TF as soon as possible and then start affecting other lanes, looking at the top lane. For me, looking at the bottom lane as well, try and force Wing King and the Poner into dire straits, and especially with the global objectives currently coming up here, you know, that is a Chemtech Dragon in the bot side. Grub's currently taken by Doubtful for Option 33. It might be available for them if they start getting that Nidalee into position.
Yeah, that being said, in terms of that bottom lane side, that CS difference, the Void Grub's going to obviously help with the pushing. That being said, hold on, Klexo going dangerously low despite Maddie being only level 4 without these cooldowns available now. Doubtful. Stay a bit longer than he ought to there, and now with level 6, that might be, well, we actually get welcome to the League Spectator. It's not predictive, it is reactive. So unfortunately, while that Destiny's Gate was opened by Zatsmod on a very low health Klexo, clearly not going to be able to find it, probably spotting out something that dissuaded them away there. But either way, that's a fairly big cooldown being used early on and not getting much use for it. You're saying that Twisted Fate going to be able to move around that around the map with that ultimate, so won't have it now for the next 2 minutes or so. So not all too concerning, considering that the advantage has gone over slightly back to the side of Purdue University, but something to note it anyway.
Of course, it's the little things, right, that can make the game, and for the side of Option 33, it is necessary. Now, for, as we said, Purdue Northwest, they have a composition that can hit extremely hard in the late game, right? It is a very real thing, but this is the other side, right? Wing King and the opponent do need to have the massive win advantage. That's what you're hoping for, but they aren't having a good farm time, right? Down about 20 CS, and this is a good dragon to go for. However, it's spotted out absolutely on the dot. Very smart on Miracle to see that one out.
Yeah, I don't know if they really want to take this though, because with that advantage that has been building in the bottom lane, is going to be a distinct numbers disadvantage for the side of Option 33 if they do try to contest this, or at least hard contest this, as it doesn't look like they will, as Xin Zhao move away. But that is certainly something that, as you're saying earlier, that will be a bit more difficult for this bottom lane. That dragon just, really, there's not much you can do on the side of Option 33 to really stop this bottom half of Purdue University from just really doing what they want on that half.
I am a little bit more scared of the mid to late for the side of Purdue Northwest. That's when they're going to start kind of expanding out, especially when the towers start falling. If this Udyr can become a side lane bully, which, I mean, you haven't really died, so you've done your job, right? Against an Aatrox, the main thing, just stay alive, stay smart, get that CS, which you are up about a wave. It's a nice spot to be in. For the Udyr, for Prank, you are in a solid position. Do you want more? Yes. Is it necessary? Not really, I would say, as long as you enter that mid to late in good fashion. At the current moment, though, both teams feel like they're kind of okay, just trying to farm up, right? They're just trying to get that CS, trying to get that good excess off, and I mean, you're taking a look at that level 6 as well. That's when things are breaking out. So Zatsmod level 7, bot side is level 5 and 6, and now we get that fight.
We do. Maddie going to get a bit of damage here onto the opponent. He's gone down to about half health. Mom will be called, but still fairly early on. Not going to do a lot of damage. Zatsmod going to be able to use the blast cone to just hop away. And as you were saying that Zatsmod's ultimate is now back online, so just right about now is when we might want to look for a massive sort of global play from the side of Purdue University to really start to burst open this game, because as I did mention earlier, without that Destiny's Gate really being used for much, immediately as soon as Zatsmod hit level 6, that cooldown, I believe it's like 2.5 minutes at level 1 on Twisted Fate's ultimate, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty, I would say it's pretty quick. A little bit of a charge up time, but not too bad overall. So it's just available. I think honestly, overall, it's just very powerful, right? It's just an annoying factor, and hopefully they're able to kind of maintain that dignity, right? So right now we are just chilling out, and there's that ult that we were waiting for, and it is just to get back in the lane. So Zatsmod not really looking to rotate out just yet, because all the lanes are currently doing well for themselves, right? It's only about a 700 gold lead, but it's more than enough. Not only that, you get the global objectives, you get those grubs you can take away. At least 2 is all you really need. Bot side, though, EvanRL and Miracle just trying to be big lane bullies. But it works. Very nice job. 3 taken of the Void Grubs by the side of Option 33.
Yeah, that's going to be massive for Option 33, especially as we take a look back now to this bottom lane. All that extra damage that's going to go onto this tower will just mean more plates, and as soon as they go down, it'll be a faster take towards that bottom side. It's one thing that I had just kind of in the back of my mind noted, that was like, well, if Option 33 can get all 6 Void Grubs, I don't think they'll need to worry too much as this game goes on, but being able to accelerate and open up the map at a much faster rate, getting all 3 there on the second time around for Purdue University could very well be almost decisive, I would say, in this early game.
Yeah, it's time and a half, right? It's a good time. However, and both teams do feel a little bit...
Going to force a flash out of Zatsmod, though. Trying to come through. Perfect execution. Use Klexo, getting the solo kill in the mid lane. Here's Maddie trying to find the return kill onto Klexo, but doubtful now close by. Will try to find that one spear to get the kill. Maddie going for it. Does get the return kill, but I'm not sure there's anything you can do to get out of here. Hops over the wall. Flash from Doubtful. And the spectator stuff actually not over yet. Doubtful going under tower, trying to find the kill. Not going to be just barely short on the damage there. Out probably 10 HP remaining there on Maddie as he gets away with his life. Very surprisingly, in my opinion. I thought when I saw him flash over and that Maddie was there, that surely it would be a trade of kills there, but turns out Maddie's actual legal name is Harry Houdini. That being said, Mom going to just land a little bit of slows, maybe try to find a tower shot there to help with damage, and maybe catch Purdue University standing up too far forward, but not quite there.
Yeah, I think this is Purdue Northwest kind of conceding tower here. Maddie is going to be down for a little bit of help, but Doubtful is actually quite strong, so this could end up in a little bit of a bully situation. So right call to back away, but take a look at where Zatsmod is as well. This dragon is one that they do want to play for. I think they start getting the dragons up. It feels really good.
Yeah, and if you get 2 quick dragons, obviously as we have the Ocean Drake coming up, there's still a lot of really good dragons on the board, souls that can come on the board that are available. I think Ocean Soul's personally one of my favorite, and I would like to see. That being said, Zatsmod's just going to concede pressure as the bot lane of Purdue University had recalled. I mean, yeah, steal is certainly an option here. Maddie just going to be zoned out completely, though. You're not done with this just yet. Okay, yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else are you going to get? As soon as the dragon goes down, you're fine, and the Cloud Soul will be called out here. So I do appreciate this. This means that the speed-ups are even scarier. Movement as well for EvanRL is very important. So when fighting in the jungle, that Kalista is going to get a nice little buff. Top side, though. This top side is Farm City, right? About 10 CS per minute right now on both these fighters. And that is going to lead to very scary situations as they have been untapped power, right? They have not left these lanes. They haven't really adjusted to anyone else on the map. So as long as they're up here, they're fine. They're in their own little world. But if they are unleashed on the rest of the map, I am terrified of how the team fights are going to go.
I mean, it's a top laner's dream, really, isn't it? To just be up on your own in a 1v1 top side. Right? Like that is the dream as the top laner. That being said, we do have the first Rift Herald spawned, and probably not going to be contested at all, considering the location of Doubtful to this Rift Herald, unless we can get over there in time. But I don't even think they know that it's being taken. Option 33 don't know that Purdue University are going to be taking this one, to be specific. Yeah.
I don't think they even have a choice, right? This is Option 33 are very, very strong, and they're just kind of bullying out. And again, the current time clock for the side, I would say, of Purdue Northwest is that bot lane, right? Wind King is the one that you are just waiting to kind of harness that power, and you're saying, okay, how quickly can you hit 225? How quickly can you become this beast, and can you do it without giving up kills? That's what they're hoping for. So for the side of Purdue Northwest, this is actually going to gameplay, and the only one that's probably not excited is Klexo. Klexo, as an assassin, would actually really like to get early kills, but it's not the overall end-all be-all if you don't, right? At the current moment, you can concede a little bit. Your late-game kill threat is way different than other assassins. We've seen Akali's do massive work in mid to late if they find the right angles.
Yeah, and even then, Klexo is still not feeling all that bad. Has that extra kill under his belt, and also up in farm as on the Twisted Fate, and actually had a few moments where that extra kills happened. So the Destiny's Gate will come through. So it's a bit shaky there as the Turk finally goes down.
Oh,
this engages
Klexo
fairly poorly. Klexo going to come in now, has a lot of damage available to him still, not going to quite be able to use that perfect execution. Gets Zatsmon very low, but as a result, goes very low himself. Miracle going low, winking, can't quite find kill. It's a miracle. It's honestly a miracle that, well, Miracle is alive now with that extra proc. Apeltia is there. Doubtful now hanging out of vision. That being said, teleport coming through from Frank, going to try to find what he can. It's a late response from the opposition top laner, and this fight's already done by the time PCL can find his way in. Bit of a late response from the top laner of Purdue University. Does get one kill onto the Poner in return, but yeah, I don't know about that one there. But just really late from PCL in general. I mean, I don't think his teleport was on cooldown. I'm fairly certain it wasn't. I don't know if you could correct me on that, or if you could.
No, I think they just teleported at different times, right? I think that's really all it was, and Prank was able to get a lot more value out of it than the likes of PCL, but PCL still very strong. That's the other side of it, right? So at the current moment, that TP by Prank, it felt like it was needing to save the situation. For PCL, it was also a little bit of save, but at the end of the day, you're actually even, and actually decent gold lead to the side of Option 33 because they got the bot side tower. So I mean, well played. They lost a few extra members, but you're not worried about that. Again, the Nidalee is starting to become strong. You've unlocked Evan RL into the rest of the lanes. This is what the side of Option 33 really do want to do.
Yeah, and I do believe they actually did take at least 4 plates on that bottom tower, which is a non-insignificant amount of gold, and still sitting on that Rift Herald, taken probably about 4 or 5 minutes ago now. Roughly, I think off the top of my head, something that when you don't have the timeline available to you readily on hand, that it just kind of now with I believe they can be able to open up this map with how low that is. Miracle. That being said, that pathing, I'm not sure if that's where you want to be on the act support, and clearly isn't as it goes down. Taken really shouldn't be anything in return. For a second there, it looked like they might try to push their advantage a bit more, but no, it's not. Going to just move away there, and that'll just delay a bit more time. And that is kind of the game that Purdue University wants to play. So, or I had that backwards again, and I messed up. Let's not talk about that.
It's all good. We're chilling. We're chilling. And I mean, Winking is starting to get a little bit extra, but the overall pressure you can see here, this is going to be option 33. Looking to just try and hammer down gold. You give up Dragon, but how much more are you going to grab in advance? That Herald getting a lot of use. 2 charges is perfect, I would say, for the team. In that bot side, though, Klexo 2, 2, and 4 now challenging the likes of PCL, who against Prank, you can see the CS differential about 10 to 15. This is great for Prank, but PCL still remains one of the stronger members on this roster right now. For option 33, though, they got to say, hey, let's roll Maddie out to a certain lane. Let's go ahead and fight him off. Zatsmon might be able to help out, but Klexo in a 1v1.
The perfect execution, so does have the R2 available. Gets the solo kill onto PCL. Really just, I mean, honestly, really patient play from the Akali. As about as textbook Akali 1v1ing as it could have been there. As soon as PCL really didn't have any of his cooldowns available, there's just not much he could do in that situation. And, well, sitting on 2.5 items, 1.5 items now, 3 kills. Klexo really silent, not even silently, just feeling all right with himself, especially with the overall game plan, and just hoping that Winky can get online a bit later. That
Prank
will just delay Prank, though. It's just a prank, bro. Yeah, bit too early on that CC shield. Unfortunate.
It feels good though. I mean, like your outs are not that many, so I think you did the best with what you could. And again, as we said, the composition out of option 33 is literally gank and run, gank and run. You never want to actually team fight with this comp unless you have PCL with you. The rest of the team is literally just, who can we solo out, right? What is one champion that is stepping up a little bit too far? Cool, we kill them and then move right out. We keep getting these small incremental gold leads and we work our way from there. This is why they've been able to accrue just about a 2K lead, and they don't look like they're going to give it up anytime soon unless they're forced into a Baron scenario. We've already hit 21 minutes, which it doesn't really feel like it, as we still have a lot of towers still up the map, not readily available.
Yeah, without being able to really access those towers easily, it does just kind of slow this game down a bit more, which is again gives Purdue University just that bit more of time to once again, even though I've said it so many times now, it is because it is so prevalent when you see Smolder finally hit that point, and all of a sudden you just get a permanent Baron buff, Elder Drake. Hello, Elder Drake on one of your champions, and it just becomes damn near unstoppable. So that's what I was going on about earlier about Klexo in these side lanes. It does just give that Smolder just that little bit extra time to find a way. And that being said, Maddie now in a 1v2 again, probably, not Maddie, 1v2, Prank in the 1v2 against Maddie and PCL on this Aatrox. Being said, not a lot of damage going down just yet. Now half health, Prank. He's going to eventually go down, surely, right? Like,
yeah,
right,
this is
right? There we go. Okay. It was a bit delayed, a bit premature on those calls, but it was definitely inevitable.
It was, but take a look at how far that pushed and how little the side of PNW actually got, right? They didn't get as much as they would like to draw 2 down, and that actually means it's a win for the side of option 33. Not only do they get a lot of gold back into the Aatrox, they're getting 300, the kill feed and everything, but they're also pressuring in the way that bot side is crashing, meaning someone has to go take care of it. Prank is still dead, right? Yes, you can lead the way, but that's enough chip damage that you're like, hey, that's an extra, 10% on the tower or anything like that. This ability by the side of option 33 to roam out and do whatever you want really does stall out the game, and it means around the upcoming Dragon is going to be the next major fight if the teams do will so. PNW, again, their entire composition hinges on Winking starting to become a menace, starting to get a lot stronger, and the rest of option 33 just saying, cool, if you want to scale, that's fine. If you don't build QSS, you're pretty much dead, even though you do have the cleanse. Oh, Zatsmon.
That's not going to find Klexo, and with his team nearby, Enchanted Crystal Arrow will land, but not long enough.
Oh my god!
Actually, I stand corrected. Zatsmon stays alive. I thought for sure he would have died immediately there, and that would be great. But now Doubtful finding the rest of it. Mom will be called, but we're going to find a few members there. Doubtful not going to go down just yet. Does finally, and now with too many members of Purdue University standing up, Prank now going down, it'll be a very decisive fight for option 33. And with Baron up in this 4v2, I feel like they should at least start to attempt it.
I think they got it. There's not really a worry.
surely
You got a little heal on the backside. Like, you're going to be fine. Right? Here's the thing. The Dragon might be able to... Oh, wait. If this is actually a challenge, that might be different. Are they going to... No, they're not. Okay. So Baron goes the way of option 33, and they are going to lose Dragon for that. That's okay. If they can push with this Baron, if they can get the remainder of the inner towers, that's great. You can actually look like a bully because they didn't even lose Dragon, so they're good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're solid. So everything currently falling the way of option 33. I'm still scared though, right? It doesn't feel like the side of option 33 are actually getting a lot out of it. These towers still freestanding after you have a 5k lead or anything like. Obviously the Baron might help, but it doesn't feel like they're starting to take over the game as much as we would really like to see. They gotten kills, don't get me wrong, which is great, but I want to see them get even more.
Yeah, I do know what you mean, because there's like that in the back of your mind. It's like, okay, yeah, they're winning, but Winking is still just kind of doing okay, so long as these tier 2 towers don't start collapsing anytime soon, as they don't really look like they are. I mean, that being said, with the Dragon still up, the Ocean Drake, what am I talking about? The Cloud Soul, that being available. I mean, wait, I haven't got these teams backwards again. I need to, I need a mental reset to have like my brain flipped left from right and red from blue. I'm turning out, I'm not.
It's okay. It's okay. We're getting through it.
Now. I might need to see an optometrist after this one.
It's okay.
There we go.
It's okay.
As I was
right now.
saying earlier though.
Yep.
The tower is starting to fall. And that tier, top lane tier 2 tower is starting to come down with the mid lane starting to crash with it.
Oh.
Going down. Getting moments. Evan RL,
oh my gosh,
getting
Plexo.
low, not quite going down. Plexo, he's really doing the best he can to try to find the backline there. Just not going to be able to find it. That being said, Smolder has hit that point. I did see the execute rage pop up onto Maddie's health bar. So he has hit that point, but as I was saying earlier, it was tier 2 towers starting to go down. But now, as option 33 starts to break into the base, it's starting to look a little bit more decisive in terms of option 33's advantage now with 2 inhibitors. It's the window of opportunity for option 33 to say we're back, boys, is starting to close fairly quickly.
Do you mean PNW?
PNW?
Yeah, option 33 on red side. They're doing a great job right now.
Yes, option 3. I don't know if this shows on my card. I don't notes. What are those? All right.
Option 33 are currently. Yeah, option 33 right now. Extremely well-timed game, right? They are baiting in fights. The siege looks good. PNW are the ones that we're still waiting for that clock to strike midnight. Midnight being about, I would say, 35, 37 minutes into the game. The window is closing. You are correct. It's just a problem with the situation, right? The OP kind of weaponry is available to the side. I mean, Zatsmod, your ADTF Prank getting slowly chunked out, but it's not going to be a kill. Main thing is we're looking Winking, only 2 items going with that AD route. You're still waiting, I think, to hit 225. I think you're just shy. I want to double check now. Let me go ahead and see if I can double check. Yeah, nope, wrong one. I hit the wrong button, I think. Yeah, there we go. 252. So you are online as this Smolder, but you need more items behind it to really be that pain in the butt.
We'll be able to clear out that very easily, and with Baron now down, it should be a bit easier for Purdue to just kind of sit back. That enchanted crystal arrow may have been huge if it landed. Klexo though going to just be in a very strange spot, and it's probably going to be a trade 1-for-1 here, as Prank does end up picking up that Zatsmod in return. Being said, like, Klexo's been so close on a lot of these kills. It's just one of those things that I feel like they may have been able to delay a little bit longer if just a handful of like maybe 20 damage difference may have come through in those fights. That being said, this wave wouldn't have come into this tower again, and that's what I'm saying with those extra turret damage from the grubs that really started to just melt these towers down. Something that I didn't quite think would have been available from the side of option 33, but they did manage to find there earlier. And well, as these waves come in, I mean, that's really all they can do is siege down this bot lane inhibitor tower. So, I mean, yeah, that's really all they can do. I don't know how else to expand on that. Nothing on the map.
But here's the thing about it, right? You take a look at the side of PNW. As long as they don't actively fight, they're mitigating a lot of the push and threat that option 33 have, right? That was a 4-man push on the bot side. You'd actually just lost your mid laner, and PNW was still allowed to hold with the gold lead they have. So that brings up a slightly difficult question. How do option 33 actually siege appropriately? They're getting the damage, they're getting some of the moves,
coming up in 20 seconds.
Yeah, so that would actually be the answer.
It
would be the answer. The main thing about it is if PNW, if Baron's not on the table, PNW actually have a really good kind of defensive wave clear composition. That's actually not bad. It's really if they step up too far, then that's where the problem kind of arises. So I'm really wondering how long PNW can actually hold out and wait against this onslaught of option 33. I'm going to be very excited to see how far they can go.
I mean, so long as option 33 doesn't have Baron, that being said, we should be able to take this fairly comfortably. We'll have it started up at about half HP with the Destiny's Gate going to be able to spot out whatever, but on the side of PNW it is. Aquandini will maybe
behind.
Doubtful will try to find it in way onto MNRL. That being said, Smolder will find the shutdown onto this enemy ADC. And so that is going to be a lot of gold going into the hands of Winking, exactly who you want it to. You're saying that Winking not quite at those 3 items just yet, and by the time he recalls, he does find the rapid fire cannon, will hit that 3-item point. So even though Baron onto the side of option 33, Purdue, they're on the line. They're not out of it as close as they are to it. Obviously, one fight in going to the side of option 33 almost immediately would very quickly change that scenario. But overall, I mean, that's exactly the point we were waiting for this whole entire time. It happened a lot sooner than you or I would have expected with that extra shutdown, and it's definitely it's not over for option 33 by any means, but there's that shimmer, that silver lining, that shimmer of hope, the light at the end of the tunnel for Purdue, and it's starting to get larger and larger as this game just starts to tick away.
I mean, it's nice, but at the same time, we shouldn't get our hopes up too far. Yes, they've been able to kind of hold themselves off, but the Baron still did go the way of option 33, and as much as we're saying, yes, the Smolder can do work, the scatter ability, the guerrilla warfare tactics of this option 33 squad is very, very high, right? They don't have to team fight if they don't want to, meaning Smolder actually has to chase down opponents. Unless option 33 fully commit, it's going to be a different Miracle, though, trying to jump away, is able to stay safe, and Zatsmon now running for their life.
Yeah, Zatsmon really just going to get locked up here.
Oh my god.
Well, he actually used the Destiny's Gate to just hop over the wall. I mean, respect, right? I mean, he keeps himself alive there at a fairly, at this point, fairly short cooldown, so he's not going to feel too bad about that. But it is still kind of hilarious seeing Twisted Fate using his ultimate to just hop over a wall real fast after one of us. It gave you a bit of a chuckle.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is, again, this team is not about actually face fighting. It's about getting this kind of annoying pattern down where you can be in the enemy's face and be perfectly okay still. You're really just trying to buy time for your team to push and kind of split the opponents up. However, this time has wound down with Baron expiring in about 20 seconds. All the inhibitors have now come back up, and that allows a little bit of safety for the side of Purdue Northwest, right? They are now able to kind of allocate the resources out of the side. You can see Prank is allowed to farm off on the side, and items are now starting to come into play. Yes, we're looking at 4.5 to 5 items being completed on the side of option 33. They are getting to massive full builds, but their breakpoints have already passed. So we are actually looking at that Elder to maybe make a mark. We're also cresting 34 minutes into the game. That timers are going to get very, very long. A single bad fight can mean that Purdue Northwest are down. At the same time, it means that option 33 could also fall into the same pocket. If a single fight goes awry, you could lose an inhibitor. Might take more than that, but a single fight can turn it around, and Purdue Northwest can find that miracle.
Yeah, it's definitely on a nice edge right now. Plexo, though, going to try to go in 1v2, perhaps being a bit too hasty with that position.
Oh, the arrow!
Humanity Tentacles arrow will land onto the Akali, though, somehow dodging doubtful. Hey, I mean, hitboxes are surely something that exists in the game. That being said, Miracle from all the way across the map, that there's a 3-second stun, and at that point, there's not really you can do on a half health with 2 enemy members right next to you. And so now with numbers advantage, it's not quite the burst open that you would have hoped, but that being said, all 3 inhibitors now down for PNW. Probably not going to have trouble finding a bit more than that, but 3 inhibitors is still absolutely massive with option 33 sitting on.
Oh, they're going to try and go for the end.
Oh, but no, they're just going to try to end it with teleport being committed by the Aatrox. Surely PCL might try to find that. Being said, finds that first kill into Zatsmod with the execute. And here's going to be option 33 running away, but only so much that they can do. Miracle now is going to be deleted by Winking in just one ability. And there it is, triple kill over to Smolder. And they don't have any inhibitors left, so I'm not sure how much they can really get off this. But once again, you know, Purdue starting to. I mean, maybe though they don't have any inhibitors though, which is the big trouble. And with Baron coming up in just under a minute, the Cloud Soul Point is available to this. Epic said, wait, Klexo. So going to have to flash away to not go down there. A bit ill-advised. Not going to have that flash for the next fight, as it were. I was Baron, but back to the inhibitors. With no inhibitors contesting this Baron, I just don't think that Purdue can. And if option 33 get that little extra push, I mean, they might not even need to fight with those double Supermans coming in from all 3 lanes. And so even though, you know, Smolders and the whole composition of the side of Purdue University is online, this Baron, it's one of those things where it just kind of makes you grit your teeth a bit and say, I don't know.
I think it's going to be fine. I think right now option 33 are taking the safe route to ending this game. They're going to go ahead, get the Baron, get it on all members here. Dragon will be up in a minute if you wish to go ahead and secure it, but you could just try and go through the front door. But again, we saw what happens when a team fight breaks out. If it's a full-on team fight, I do believe Purdue Northwest can hang on. It is when it's a scattered fight, when you start getting those picks, that option 33 actually went out. You can see the pings going down here. A final stand fight will be up in just a few minutes for the side of Purdue Northwest. All 5 members inside of the base ready to defend against this Baron.
That being said, if option 33 don't try to force this one too hard, I do really like the prospects of the Cloud Soul on their composition. How they want to play that extra move speed. That being said, only finds its way onto 2. One of them being the support of Miracle, who really at this point is mostly an ult and slow bot, so it's going to feel fine without that cooldown available for this fight. Option 33, they don't really feel like they have to do much here. Miracle going low. Miracle gets below that threshold, but I'm not quite sure how that one works. We were learning new interactions. There it is, the kill finally going over. That being said, the 5-5 taken, going low. Zatsmod finally going down, and still it's not enough for the side of option 33 to find the end of the game. They will take the single Nexus Tower though, so they are that slightly, just a little bit closer to breaking into the base and having the open Nexus, but overall, it is still going to be Purdue still surviving, and really so long as they're still standing, they have every opportunity to win this game as it is.
Yeah, they're not worried by any stretch. Unless they're fully ace, they don't care, right? And they even got Dragon on the back end. So every time they're jumping in, they're getting something. So for option 33, again, though, if they walk in and just all start fighting in a 5v5 brawl, they will lose. As long as they catch at least 1 or 2, they're going to be fine. And honestly, I'd be looking at maybe a few more minutes if they wish they could wait for another Baron. But right now, I mean, you still have another 40 seconds. Maybe you can power down this mid lane. It's still going to be a good chance. And, oh, GA on Winking. So Winking now hitting full build as well. This Smolder is getting to be a big boy. So I'm wondering if the kite from option 33 is going to be better, or if Purdue Northwest are able to kind of bluster through a lot of what's going to be thrown down, keep their carries alive, and fire through, because they need at least 2 to 3 really good team fights and clean kills to be able to finish this game, or actually turn this game around and become the winners and move on to 2-1.
Yeah, it's certainly what will have to happen. So it's what, yeah, I'm on the same page as you, where it's just really, as so many times we keep repeating this, is because, well, not really anything on the board. That being said, I do like that Ocean Soul. What the hell am I talking about? That Cloud Soul going over to the side of option 33. With that extra movement speed, especially on PCL or Zatsmod, being able to find somebody out on the side of Purdue where they're not supposed to be and be able to collapse, it does really lean into what they want to find all that much more. And so I do really rate that Ocean Soul, especially as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Going to try to find Klexo, not quite going to find anything there. And, well, Ultimate's used, but, yeah, not much coming from those Ultimates.
I mean, they're hunting.
These cooldowns are so low anyway. Right?
Yeah, they're hunting. It doesn't matter if they miss right now. You can just wait another 30 seconds. You'll be fine. Honestly, though, they're also just waiting for the waves. Take a look at this. Zatsmon roaming up. Oh, a little bit of a catch.
Klexo going to try to find Zatsmod. That being said, he's
the gold card!
Immediately gold card into the spear. That being said,
oh, the arrow from downtown.
Tanky enough. The arrow from downtown, but there's just going to be too many members of Purdue around to really follow up anything on that. Winking going to find a massive chunk of damage onto Maddie. And with that execute range getting slightly larger now, here's almost close from Maddie getting killed without anything in return. Blista going to keep Miracle alive for now.
Oh, the base end. The base end. Oh, no.
From behind, Prank is here. It's just a prank, bro. Not going to have enough. And it's, yeah, the back door from Maddie and Zatsmod for option 33. It's a bit too hard of a commit from the rest of Purdue University onto that bot towards the inhibitor to keep it alive. You can't just get too focused onto what's in front of them to notice that with the open nexus, it will be option 33 taking game 3 here as they go 2-1 and get one step closer to qualification out of the Swiss stage.
It's a little bit of a tough track, but they made it happen, and now we get to see if they can do it again in the next rounds. I mean, today will be the day to finish it off, so hopefully they do well. I mean, this was a very fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a seesaw there, where it was back and forth, and not necessarily back and forth, not necessarily seesaw. Seesaw is not the right analogy here. I can't quite think of one at this present moment, and since we will have to call it here, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to come. Do you have a better analogy for that before we send it out, or do we just send it out here?
Nope, don't got anything. I mean, it was a good time. I mean, the VOD will be up on running the rifts, so I think it was a good time here.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in or catching up on the VOD if that is how you're watching this. And we'll hopefully see you again for another one really soon.